Welcome back, sis. It's your girl, Miss Toni, and we are now in week 25 of my 40-year-old pregnancy journey. Thanks for joining me. This week, my baby is the size of an eggplant, which is about 13 inches long and about 1.5 pounds. So baby's starting to get some fat, really still lean, but just at the point where baby's starting to actually develop a little bit of fat on those bones. So definitely going to be putting on some more weight in the next few weeks. As far as pregnancy symptoms, the one new symptom that I'm experiencing this week is vision problems. So nothing major, but definitely having blurriness, dry eye, like things I've never experienced before. And sometimes when I'm looking at an object, it'll get blurry after a while, especially with COVID going on, looking at computer screens all day. So this is a new symptom that I haven't experienced before, and it just hits me sometime in the middle of the day, middle of the afternoon, sometimes at night. If I'm watching TV, I'll get a little bit of blurriness or a little bit of dry eye. So in addition to my nasal drops, sometimes I have to put in some eye drops too. So that's just something new. One other thing interesting, I had a dentist appointment, just my regular 6-month checkup. And I got to brag, but my teeth are usually always very clean. The dentist always gives me great feedback. This time they had to do the regular cleaning, but then the dental assistant was like, okay, I need to do a little bit of manual cleaning now afterwards. And I was like, what? So she said, when you're pregnant, you have to be on the lookout for gingivitis. So they actually do additional cleaning for your teeth if you have a regular dentist appointment. Of course, I couldn't do my annual x-rays, but my next visit, the baby will be here by then. And so I'll be able to do the x-rays too. So I went and got my glucose tolerance test at Quest this week. And I told y'all, I feel like I live there. So many lab tests, so much blood I've given them. This time it was something I had to drink in addition to a CBC test. So if you guys haven't done the glucose tolerance test yet, I will recommend the lemon lime flavor. I'll show you guys a quick picture of the bottle. So you have to down this bottle in a matter of minutes. They'll give you probably 15 minutes to drink it, but then you have to just sit there and wait an hour or two based on how your body is reacting. So for me, the last 2 pregnancies, including this one, I only had to wait an hour. And then they take you back and they ask you how you're feeling. Do you have any dizziness? And then they take all of your levels and they run the CBC differential test. And then within just like a few days, you get your results. So I got my results back already. I think it took only 3 days and everything looks great. So as far as gestational glucose, I have no diabetes, no anemia, and my glucose levels were, I think, 90 milligrams, which is the standard range is below 135. So significantly below, thank the Lord. I have a friend, Toya, who did actually suffer from gestational diabetes, had never had it before in her life, thin girl, and has nothing to do with, your body as far as your weight or anything. It's just something that can be brought on if you're pregnant. And so thankfully I don't have gestational diabetes. And I also got my regular blood tests and all those results came back normal and within standard range as well. I told you guys before that I had considered whether or not I was going to do the California prenatal screening test. And my doctor really convinced me to go ahead and do it. She said it wasn't duplicative of the test that I had done previously with the NIPT test. And so she mentioned a few of the tests that were not included in that test that would be included in that second trimester prenatal test. So I went ahead and got my blood drawn for that one, and I got the results back from that one as well. So basically everything was normal, but I wanted to list all the different tests that are not in the NIPT test that were included in that second trimester California prenatal screening. So there was the open neural tube defect risk assessment, which I may have mentioned to you guys that I was at my maternal fetal medicine doctor, and this was earlier on in this trimester, my second trimester. But the baby, as I mentioned to you guys, was measuring big, and so I wasn't able to get that test done. And so this one was included in the second trimester screening, and that one came back normal. Smith-Lemli-Opps syndrome, never heard of it, came back normal. Congenital abnormalities and fetal demise are all negative. That sounds awful. my heart goes out to women who get these results back and they're not negative. If I had any positive tests, the state of California would actually offer free counseling, which is awesome. I think, you know, like I said, a lot of women, if they do have that rare case where one of those tests is positive, then they usually need to sit down with a provider to find out like next steps, and with a psychologist as well. So at least there's follow-up, you know, for the mom after she gets those positive results back. The next thing I wanted to talk about was my experience recently at Bye Bye Baby. I mentioned it on my video last week that I love going there because they have the expectant mom parking sign at the front of the store. You can park right there. It's usually empty if there's not a pregnant mama in the store. And so I happily pulled up in my little front parking spot, and I had a great time just kind of perusing the aisles. I really just wanted to see what was new and exciting in the world of babydom because it's been 2 years, which hasn't been a long time, but y'all wouldn't believe how much technology changes, how many baby products there are on the market now, how much baby development research is done. And so here's a little quick snippet of me just going through the stroller aisle, which is positioned right next to the car seat aisle. And I'll show you quickly which stroller I got with my first 2 babies. And I kind of interchanged the car seats with the stroller they have a lot of adapters nowadays, so you don't always have to stick to the same brand, which is nice. But I have no idea which brand I'm going to get this time around. This is unbelievable, just how many options there are, how many brands there are. And I was just here 2 years ago. So pretty excited. Started off with that one. I think I had this stroller here. And then we went to, I think, this baby jogger option right here, the one up there. So we were able to snap on the Bridix car seat, and then I bought that front seat. So now, with a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a newborn, I have to figure out not only what options for strollers, but car seats. And that means additional car seat for my nanny too. We already have 2 car seats in her cars, 2 car seats in our family SUV, and a car seat in my work car. And we're gonna need to add another one for the newbie. Unbelievable. And there's so many options. As you can see, there's so many options, so many brands. I got to decide if I want a side-by-side or if I want a tandem. I am on baby number 3, so I have to figure out. Currently, Kennedy stands up on the stroller and Cameron sits and faces forward. So we have that stroller used to have the 2 car seats that connected and face opposite ways. And then of course Kennedy got big, and so we went ahead and just got the little platform where she can stand. And so she's gonna have to walk now and we got to figure out what to do with the other 2. Before we go, here's a quick glimpse of the baby bump. Yeah, see, I'm working on it and it is getting there. I told y'all baby's starting to gain a little bit of fat. That little leanness is going to be gone, and the baby is going to be however many pounds. My last 2, my girls were actually the same exact weight. So they were both 7 pounds, 1 ounce. And like I told you guys, the doctors are saying that this one's measuring a little bit big. So who knows how many pounds it's going to be. But for now, this is the bump. One other thing, y'all know I have been telling y'all I'm addicted to fruit, but I tried a new one today, and this time it's not an attractive color. It's green, but it's really good. So this time I incorporated a little bit of more vegetables. So I've been doing a ton of fruit just because I have that sweet craving, but not for like fake sugar. I can't eat some of my favorite candy like peanut M&Ms. Yeah, I literally spit them out. I cannot eat a peanut M&M, which I love. Like the moment that I start breastfeeding and I'm pumping like crazy and I'm hungry, I buy a big old 2-pound bag and keep it by my bed because I pop them, and that's when I finally get my taste back for them. And so I miss them, but for now I get my sweetness through my fruit. So the smoothie that I made today has pineapple, banana, I bought pears, but I forgot to put them in there. So I'm going to probably put those in my smoothie for tomorrow. Yes, I'm addicted. So I eat smoothies like every day. But the one thing I did different in this one was celery. And so I was thinking, like, what is that little aftertaste? It tasted a little gingery, but it's actually just that celery aftertaste. Even when you guys bite into a celery, you know that you have that kind of, I can't describe it. It's just that weird aftertaste. So I probably won't put that in the next one, but I'm trying to get different veggies other than kale and spinach, which are my favorite, that I put in all my smoothies. I did a little lemongrass this time and some apples too. So it tastes really good. I don't add any sugar, but I do add almond milk, and then I do add apple juice or orange juice or cranberry juice, just depending on how I want to, what I'm feeling for the day. And so you get a little bit of sugar in those, and then I water it. Again, it gets too sweet for me, so then I put water in it. I put ice in there too to get that crushed texture, that so good smoothie texture. So I get water from that too. So yeah, it drains away some of that sugar that I get from the apple juice or from the cranberry juice. But yeah, this one is delicious. I didn't do cranberry juice today. I did just apple juice with the almond milk. It's tasty. Next week, I also have my follow-up appointment with my OB, so it's been a month. I think I'm getting to the point where I'm going to start seeing her a little bit more frequently. I'm not sure. I have to ask. But I think once you hit about 6.5 months, you start to see your doctor a little bit more frequently than once a month. So I'll give you guys an update on how that doctor's appointment goes. And then the following week, I actually have my next appointment with my maternal fetal medicine doctor, who I've just been seeing once each trimester. So I'll have some updates then for you. Can't wait to see you then.